At the edge of a lush, green forest, where ancient trees whispered secrets to the wind, lived a small, fluffy rabbit named Lumi. Lumi was a gentle soul, incredibly fast on his feet, and had an insatiable love for fresh, crunchy carrots. But Lumi carried a secret, a fear so deep that he kept it hidden from everyone. Lumi was afraid of his shadow every single morning. As the sun climbed into the sky, casting its golden rays upon the forest floor, a dark, elongated shape would appear right beside him. The moment Lumi saw it, his playful jumps would cease. His little heart would start to beat like a drum, and he'd whisper to himself, "It's following me. It's following me again." He was convinced this shadow was some strange, mysterious creature. It was a silent mimic running when he ran, stopping when he stopped, an ever-present companion that never left him alone. Because of this fear, Lumi developed a peculiar routine. He would only venture out of his burrow at sunset, during that magical time when the light softened and his shadow faded into the twilight. Only then did he feel a sense of safety, a brief moment of peace. One day Tila, the old and wise turtle of the forest, noticed Lumi's unusual habit. She had seen generations of forest creatures grow up, and Lumi's avoidance of the daylight puzzled her. With slow, deliberate steps, she approached Lumi's burrow just as he was peeking out into the evening glow. "Why do you hide when the sun is shining so brightly, little Lumi?" she asked, her voice raspy but full of kindness. Lumi hesitated, his nose twitching nervously. He looked at the kind old turtle, her shell worn smooth by time, and felt he could trust her. Softly, he confessed, "There is something that scares me. It follows me everywhere I go during the day." Tila's wise eyes crinkled at the corners as she smiled. "May I see this thing that frightens you so?" she asked gently. Lumi looked around, his body tense with anxiety. Then, pointing a trembling paw toward the ground where the last rays of sunlight still lingered, he indicated his faint shadow. Tila let out a soft, gentle laugh. It wasn't a laugh of mockery, but one filled with warmth and understanding. "Oh, my dear Lumi," she said, her voice soothing, "that is not an enemy. That is your shadow. It only appears when there is light shining down on you." Lumi's long ears twitched in confusion. "Light?" he asked, his voice barely a squeak. "Yes, light," Tila affirmed. "Without the sun, or any light for that matter, there can be no shadow. Your shadow isn't here to hurt you. Think of it this way. It's here to remind you that light is always near, that you are standing in its warmth." She explained that a shadow is simply a space where the light is blocked by him. It was a part of him, a sign that he was present and real under the bright, beautiful sun. Tila's words planted a seed of courage in Lumi's heart. The next morning, as the sun began its ascent, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Lumi decided to try something new, something brave. He took a deep breath and stepped out of his burrow into the morning light. And there it was, his dark companion stretched out long on the dewy grass. He looked at his shadow, and instead of freezing, he took one small, tentative jump. The shadow jumped with him. He stopped. The shadow stopped instantly. He twitched his ears, and the shadow's ears twitched too. For the very first time, a genuine laugh bubbled up from Lumi's chest. "It's not chasing me," Esaidalude, his voice filled with newfound wonder. "It's just being me." It was a moment of profound realization. The monster he had imagined was nothing more than a harmless reflection of his own movements. From that day forward, Lumi's life was transformed. He played joyfully in the bright daylight. He ran through meadows, jumped over fallen logs, and laughed with his friends while his faithful shadow danced right alongside him. He was no longer afraid. In fact, he felt stronger, more confident, because he had learned a powerful lesson. Some fears only feel big and terrifying because we don't understand them. And whenever a flicker of fear would try to creep back into his heart, Lumi would remember Tila's wise words. When you see your shadow, remember the light is close. He learned that shadows weren't a sign of danger, but a promise of light. This little story reminds us that not everything that scares us is truly dangerous. Sometimes, our greatest fears are only shadows cast by a misunderstanding. The key to overcoming them is to turn around and face the light of knowledge and understanding. So the next time you feel a shadow of fear creeping up on you, take a moment to look for the light. It's always closer than you think. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.